There is nothing in the morning like a nice hot cup of green tea. This isn't even green tea, it's just water. I drink nothing but water till early afternoon. But green tea is a good alternative for the bad word of the day, which is coffee. Fortunately, I'm the guy that has to talk about it. You know, there's people on YouTube who are very successful and popular because they tell you what you want to hear. I, unfortunately, am the guy who tells you what you don't want to hear, which makes me less popular. But if I don't do it, who will? Hello, my name is Marcus. Yes, I'm going to get a haircut soon, Rothkrantz. And today we're going to talk about coffee. Oh, boy. Don't hate me, please. All right, the studies claiming that coffee is good for you and the health benefits are mainly backed by the coffee industry. Yes, coffee is an antioxidant, but it's the same antioxidant polyphenols that bind medications, herbs, and phytonutrients, rendering them useless to the body. So, for example, the nutrient you're trying to get from your foods isn't going to get into your body because coffee is binding it. Coffee is also high in the tissue irritant and nutrient binder oxalic acid, as in oxalates, as in kidney stones. Caffeine can also increase the risk of anxiety and insomnia, which I'm sure most of you have already figured out by now. And there are those studies saying coffee raises cholesterol and blood sugar. Caffeine in coffee crashes the adrenal glands, leading to all sorts of health issues, including allergies, asthma, autoimmune disorders, thyroid issues, blood pressure issues, low energy, hormone imbalances, autoimmunity, water retention, and caffeine can have an adverse effect on bone health and can increase breast cysts in women and all kinds of bad stuff like that. Now, on the other hand, there are studies showing the exact opposite, that coffee is good for you, helps reverse, even heal disease, and helps you live a lot longer. Wow. Well, guess who paid for most of those studies? Coffee is a $100 billion industry. Do you think they're not going to put up a fight? Next to sugar, it's one of the most addictive substances on the planet. So who do you think got paid to make studies saying coffee is good? These are the same studies that coffee drinkers like to quote, making the internet a big circus of confusion. So whatever you want to believe in, there is proof for that on the internet, backed by industries that want you to circulate their paid-for studies. But hey, if it makes you feel good, it can't be all that bad, right? Just like some people drink and smoke and live to be 100. But does that mean cigarettes and alcohol are good for you? I know what you're saying. Everything in moderation, right? Well, so that's like saying you're having only 3 drops of poison per day instead of 5, or getting shot with 1 bullet instead of 5 bullets. You're going to bleed to death either way. It just takes a little longer. I'm just trying to tell you what you need to hear. Okay, anyway, so the coffee enemas. Everybody talks about coffee enemas are so good for you. How do cocaine addicts get the biggest rush the fastest? They don't snort it. They put it up their butt. Why? Well, because the colon is permeable and whatever you put in there goes right into your bloodstream. So yeah, the caffeine goes in there also very quickly. You might as well be shooting it right into your arms with a needle. Tannins, that's the big issue here for that. Tannins in the coffee, especially for enemas. Why it's not that good for coffee enema. Tannins, T-A-N-N-I-N-S, look it up. Tannins in the coffee are likely to kill probiotic gut flora, which will actually increase the absorption of toxins from the colon, since one of the roles of the flora is to break down various toxins such as hormone metabolites, which we talked about in the last video, where the liver breaks down estrogen into metabolites, which then get broken down by the gut flora into harmless substances that then get removed from the body. But if you neutralize the gut flora, the estrogen metabolites are not going to get broken down, and now you have middle-aged women drinking coffee wondering why they have hormone and menopause issues. It's all connected. Tannins, on the other hand, will also bind to many medications and herbs, preventing their absorption. There's the Gerson Clinic. People say, what about the Gerson Clinic? They use coffee enemas and people heal from cancer. Yeah, but what does the Gerson Clinic do? They stop you from doing all the things that cause the cancer, all the bad stuff in your diet and lifestyle. Then they give you nothing but raw food, and they give you green juices, and they give you enemas. Yes, there's coffee in enemas, but it's not the coffee that's doing the healing. It's the fact that you have an enema, which is wonderful, and the green juices and the raw food, and that you're not mainly doing the bad things that cause the cancer. So now your body has a chance to heal. And I've been saying this all along. Stopping the bad things is the biggest thing you could do to getting over your issues. The Gerson Clinic uses green coffee also for their enemas, not roasted. It's the roasting process that produces the carcinogenic polyaromatic hydrocarbons and acrylamide. Not that green coffee is not harmful to the body, it's just less dangerous than roasted coffee. Coffee also increases the risk of acid reflux by relaxing the esophageal or esophageal sphincter. Chronic acid reflux also increases the risk of cancer because of that. The diuretic effect of coffee can also increase the risk of gout. So instead of just diabetes, it's also coffee that increases gout. Why do people take coffee? I mean, why do they do it? Because they want to get stimulated. They need a buzz because they're tired, right? Well, I've been up for 5 hours now and I've got all the energy in the world. Your body gives you more energy and you think clearer than you ever could if you don't have stuff gumming up your body. You can get all the energy you want from glycogen and the fat stores in your body and you're just buzzing. If you're tired and you need a stimulant, that means your body's not clean. You're gummed up. You need to clean out your system, and being clean is what gives you energy. Your liver is a clean liver is where your energy comes from. It's not from taking stimulants. If you need to take stimulants, then you're doing something wrong, because that's like zapping yourself after not having slept for 3 days with electricity, and you're just zapping yourself and you're just going to make things worse. That's not the answer. So coffee is not the answer. Green tea is a good alternative. Yes, it has caffeine in it, but it's not as bad as the coffee caffeine, and it's got a lot of health benefits. I'm going to get to that in another video. Another alternative to coffee is, for those of you who read my Free Food and Medicine Edible Plant Guide, know that a good alternative that's been used historically for a long time as a coffee substitute is that stuff that's growing in your lawn, the dandelions. Pick the dandelions, the roots. Just make tea with the dandelion root. Great coffee substitute. Chicory's been used also, great coffee substitute. Chicory is very bitter though, but so is coffee. I mean, coffee is super bitter. And what do people do to make their coffee taste better? They put tons of sugar and dairy in there. 3 of the worst things you could possibly have combined together to make you not well. And people wonder why they have health issues. I hope you still like me to some level. But anyway, there you go. But honestly, if you don't have a serious health condition, and you just have it once in a while, I think you're fine. Just don't go crazy with it.
Hey, Marcus said we can drink all the coffee we want.
No, I did not. Well, I don't know, it's whatever.